So, to update everybody, my wife is taking some of my JetBlue points and using it to visit her sister without me.
You say that
Totally.
like you weren't already going to be gone that weekend. And also, like, we don't pool our frequent flyer points.
They're mine.
They're not.
Okay, so now it looks like this is working. The stream is actually working, and it is actually private, and it is
Yay!
actually the right stream with the right everything else. And I haven't violated our NDA for anything else yet.
Yay!
So, all right.
Take
Then
two.
to catch everybody up to date, since of course, oh, Aaron, I didn't tell you this. We record. You know that entire first video we recorded.
No.
Well, when I said that we were going to do the video,
Sure.
I had it on the calendar. It didn't record the entire thing.
All
It
right.
didn't record. I mean, we did get work done, so
Are
it's
you
not like
on
it.
video?
No, I mean it's the video is
Are
my
you going to
screen.
be on video?
No, the video's on my screen. I wouldn't
Okay.
be on video right now with the way my hair is.
I was going to say, do you want me to get you a hairbrush?
Yeah, no. How can you even be married to me right now?
Divorce takes so long and so much money.
It's just
She needs those JetBlue miles, you know.
I know. That's the reason she stays with me. But it's like my hair is so bad.
So
It's so
sweet, sweet
bad.
JetBlue miles.
It's I mean, and the thing is, after I get my haircut, it's like, oh, I don't even notice. I didn't even notice. You got your haircut? It looks so bad right now.
First of all, I knew when you were getting your haircut, so it's not like I didn't notice.
No, but then I
Second
come
of
home
all,
and you don't say anything for like a week and a half.
I
And
said something within hours of you getting home.
it wasn't that wow. They really butchered your hair this time.
No, it was, wow, how do you feel about your hair?
I don't remember that. And then like
Because I knew you were going to hate it the second you walked in the door.
yeah, that's what you said. You knew that I was going to hate it. To you, it's like it's all the same. Whatever. There's no difference. I could come back with a shaved head, and you
You are
wouldn't
neither
say
permitted to shave
anything.
your head, nor are you permitted to grow your hair out.
And that's why I keep getting my hair cut. I wish I could have long hair again.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. At least then that would be my thing. I'd have long hair. Anyway, so to catch everybody up, since we didn't record the previous video, I am here on the phone with Jessie Sams.
Hello.
Not on the phone is my wife Erin, who's stealing all my JetBlue miles,
Hey,
all my hard-earned JetBlue
all of your
miles.
JetBlue are belong to us.
Yeah, technically they are due to family pooling. Anyway, but Jesse is I hired Jesse to work with me on the language for a show called Motherland, which is now out, and in fact has already aired its first season. Since this is the last episode that we're working on translation for, so we can't even put this video up until the entire season is done with. I,
Right. Which is so weird because as you were saying that, honestly, my first thing was, really, it's out now? And then I realized
nope.
you're post-dating your dialogue.
Yeah. Though I will say that a show I was asked to work on a month ago is now already airing, and they
You're
hadn't started
kidding.
filming. I don't even understand how they did it.
Wow. That seems insane.
Yeah. I it was a show called The Boys. It's and like people are already talking about it. I just I don't even get it. Anyway,
That's amazing.
but so okay, what am I doing? All right, so this show called Motherland. I don't think that I need to introduce it anymore, right?
Well, no, I mean, assuming you're
Yeah,
watching this video, then I hope you've enjoyed the season.
yeah,
Keep watching.
yeah.
Support it.
For season two, on Freeform, we assume. Anyway, I wonder if by now there would have been an announcement of like about a second season.
I mean, I have no idea how these things time out.
Yeah. I mean, it varies by network. If this were the CW, there already would have been an announcement. But I mean,
Oh,
this is
interesting.
my first time ever
Okay.
working on Freeform. I have no idea how it's going to work. We'll see. Um, Aaron's smiling,
It run 1,000 seasons.
but so the way that this worked was, I thought it would be cool for Jessie and I to do a video where we actually did the translation, so you could see what translation worked like, and we did that last week. And we translated this line and this line, and well, I guess not that line, and then that line.
And it was amazing.
Yeah, and we recorded it on video, and I thought that we were recording it, and then it just never showed up because of clearly an error I made with YouTube's interface. It was I recorded several practice videos before and afterwards, and they all recorded. It was just that one that didn't record. But this one I'm feeling really good about.
As do I.
Yeah,
So much confidence right now.
yeah.
Oh,
So now, yeah, after all that, let us forge on and finish the billion other lines of translation that I have to finish because I've got a million other things to do. Um,
Yes.
we're already hours behind. We're way behind. Thanks to this JetBlue nonsense. All Aaron's
rude.
fault. All right.
Rude.
Okay.
Indeed.
So let's jump right in. I see that you've already made a decision here that I agree with. So that's good. Which is that when it says these people are here to help, I mean obviously they're witches. So
Right.
you know what,
Right.
call them just people. They're special.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that's good. So these wishes, and then that's the perfective. Um, oh, look at that! Because it can have a neutral tone at the beginning, and so this has four. Wait, not four different. It has three different levels, and
Yes.
and
All three.
well, three levels, but also three changes, which it's not allowed to have. So mid to low, low to high, high to low. But due to the way that it goes from left to right, it can do that. So cool.
That's more exciting than I even realized.
Yeah. All right. By the way, I'm gonna. I mean, this doesn't. Oh, or does this mean something? I was gonna zoom in. Does that affect you?
No.
Apparently, it doesn't affect me either. Hold on a sec. Wait, I got it. So did that change anything on your screen?
Actually, I think it did.
Did it make it
But
bigger?
maybe I think it did. Can you do that? Can you unzoom and rezoom? Maybe because
How
I was
about-
looking at the other screen real quick.
How about this? Hold on. Get ready. Get ready.
I'm ready. No.
No?
No. Okay. So I dreamed that it was bigger because I was looking at the chart when you were zooming, and so when I came back, it looked bigger. But I'm guessing that was just my brain telling me it should be. Wow.
Okay. So I zoomed it into 400%, so you would have noticed. All right. So
Yeah, I would have
okay.
noticed.
So it's just
It
on
is-
my screen. That's fine. This reminds me. This
Mhm.
is a slight aside, but my friend and I play World of Warcraft, and this is many years ago. At this point, there was something that you could do to make your pets, your hunter pets, larger, and so we both did it, and we used the thing. We look at our pets, and we go, "Huh." And we say, "I guess it's kind of bigger." Then we looked at the item, and the item we used actually made them slightly smaller.
Oh no.
But, we were so convinced that that's what we were doing that in our head, we're like,
They
oh,
had to be bigger.
it's like, I guess it's bigger.
I can imagine that. So yeah, same thing. My text is the same size, but I'm like, he zoomed in, so mine must be too.
All right, cool.
Okay.
So we discussed this before, the whole can of worms with the infinitives,
Yeah, which I have highlighted in yellow
Yeah,
to draw attention to. Yes.
and so that's what we decided, just to use the bare form.
Well, we had decided to change the other infinitives into full clauses. This one being that sort of adverbial
Oh,
use of the infinitive clause was different because it's not like a nominal clause.
okay. Yeah,
And
yeah.
so I wasn't sure if we just wanted the bare form tagged on or if we actually wanted to make a full clause out of it, like these witches have
No,
come.
let's let's
They help.
let's go full Bob Dylan. Hold on a sec. Do we have prepositions in this language or postpositions?
Postpositions.
All right, hang on. Uh-huh. No. 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 That. Hmm?
You
Huh?
found something. Oh, it's just, I heard you typing. There we go. Okay, it finally showed up. Ah, like for to help.
Yeah.
I like it.
Like in Mr. Tambourine Man.
I like it.
I'm ready for to see. Sorry, that was a lot better than Bob Dylan's actual singing voice. So,
Sorry, that was great. Okay, yeah,
so what do you
I
think?
like it.
That was my thought. That was my thought. Um, yeah, because like I don't know, I felt like it worked. What do you think?
I like it.
All right, cool. Then let's cement that bad boy. Oh, and what didn't we have at one point in time? Weren't demonstratives, weren't they coming after the noun?
Interesting question. I think at one point they were. However, I went back and read through our grammar, and even in the examples, they come before.
Awesome. Okay, good.
But now that you say that, I'm going to double check with the past translations that we've actually done just to make sure.
All right. While you do that, I'm going to go ahead and put this into the final draft document, just in preparation, in case we're right. Oh, right. There's tabs. It's like
Tabs are always good.
yeah, it's like you're making a textbook. Oh, oh, and of course we don't need those for that. Amiche, amiche. Yeah.
Well, we have possessives definitely going before nouns. And so I just have to trust that we updated the document.
Hmm.
Yeah, it says adjectives precede nouns as do demonstratives and possessors.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I mean it was originally SOV. That's what gave us our agreement. Oh, by the way,
Right.
is it agreement? Yeah, we already did that, right? For this verb.
The verb itself, the
Have
come
come.
imperfective. Yeah. So that's the agreement is the subject, the third magic marker,
Okay, good.
third person magic class.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Um, sometimes I'm a little loose with my glossing that I give to the actors, just because I want them to ask questions. So I just put people rather than witches.
well, I mean, I think that makes sense.
Yeah. All right. Good. Okay. Moving on. That one's
And
done. Whoa.
and I do want to point out one other thing.
Yes.
This is our word for the demonstrative meaning near the speaker. I'm assuming that we have not talked about doing any sort of plural markers on the demonstratives, and so I have not. It just means like near speaker witches.
Yeah, 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 yeah. No, that's fine.
Excellent. I just want to make sure.
Yeah, no, and then cha is plural, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's an irregular plural form.
Yeah, it's fine.
that's the word for coven.
No, the thing I'm wondering about is they say these people, but are they actually going to be close to them?
Well, Adil is because he's actually in the group that's like entering the cave.
Well, sure, but then what if they change it on the day of?
And we need to put far away. But I mean, they have to be somewhat close. They wouldn't be out of sight, would they?
I don't know.
Because the only other choice is like far away from both of us.
Maybe they're flying now.
They're in a cave.
I don't know. Sometimes things change very little from script to screen. Sometimes they change a lot. Really depends on the show. You don't know until it actually goes. Okay.
Hey, and I put these in because I was getting lost in the glosses, translations, and next characters. So I just put those in as like a little mini separator between lines.
That's what I do too in my final draft document.
Oh my goodness. All this greatness.
Wonderful. All right. Do you want to go on to the next one, or do you want to go to a simpler one?
Well, actually, I think let's tackle it. Come on, we can do this, right?
All right. No, you're right.
Okay. So I made this verb to share, fin.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted something stronger than just share, like you shared our songs. And so we have not done any sort of augmenting verbs. We've augmented nouns, but we haven't done any sort of like verb augmentation. Do you agree that it should be augmented? Do you think we should just come up with a whole new word altogether? Or do you think we should just use the verb to share? Like you shared our songs, and because our songs is the object, that's a no-no. That's betrayal.
No, I mean, it would work because it's essentially an idiom.
Okay.
But I feel the need for augmentation as well.
Okay.
But what it means is we have to delve back into this thing and think, where's that augment going to be? So first question is, what form is it going to take? If it's going to be an adverb, then it's going to come directly before the verb, and that's how it's going to prefix. If it is, I don't know, like we haven't even given any indication that it could do the type of thing that Latin does and just start absorbing adpositions. That might be a bridge too far. So, what kind of adverbs could be a general verbal augment?
That's a great question. Also, we have written it into the grammar that any adjective that comes directly before a verb turns it into a manner adverb. So that is potentially something else to play with.
No, I mean that is what I'm talking about.
Ooh, excellent. For big, you bigly share.
Yeah, I'm doing that. I'm doing that in a language that I'm going to be working on in a couple of weeks. So this one doesn't get it. Sorry.
Okay, fair enough. Well, do you see any that are sparking your interest?
Well, I use full all the time, so I don't want to do that again. Full is a great one, but I don't want to do that one again. Let's do something else. I was thinking of dead.
You deadly share. That's augment right there.
not in that one. I was thinking of dead ass. So it's like, you dead ass ate that whole thing.
That's actually kind of perfect.
Yeah. Oh man.
We have a verb meaning to die.
That's the funniest word for die I've ever seen. Did we borrow it from Klingon?
No, it was what when they die. Yeah.
Oh my God. You want to add after it onomatopoeic?
because that was literally what I was doing.
Oh man. All right. Well, there are languages
Like,
that.
how may I sound when I die? Gah. hmm
I always assume that the way you'd sound is, I'm not sure I'm supposed to press this.
That'd be one hell of a compound for to die.
All right. I mean, there are languages that distinguish die and dead.
hmm
So, I mean, we could do that. It feels like a little bit of a cop out, but all right. Well, let's see. Um, okay. Do we have anything like? No, we don't. Mm. So, straight is another one.
Mm.
Or, or. Okay, we don't have a word for it yet, but what about loud?
I like that.
Plays into our singing theme.
It really does. Yeah.
Mm. All
Okay.
right. Okay. So then,
So.
since we're doing it with this verb, fen,
hmm
um, what would sound good in front of that?
Oh, just a second. Back to the right document.
Okay.
Okay.
Second singular, third wind. Is that third wind or third water?
Water.
Yeah,
To
that makes sense.
agree with song.
So it's loose. It's going to start with loose. Start writing this out here. Loose. And then it's just going to be. Oh, it has to be perfect, right?
Um, it will be yes once we figure out the full verb form. Yes.
Yeah, so.
And then we have to decide if it's just perfect witnessed or is it the
Yeah.
indirect evidential.
No, but I figure for being forceful, you use the direct.
Okay.
Okay, so this is what we have, lusfinye, and then the question is what sounds good in between that. Also, what happens when an S comes next to an F? Isn't there supposed to be a vowel in there or something?
Um,
Wait. Preconsonant. I'm sorry. Lu, and then high tone. Okay, but we're going to save that when we figure, because our prefix may end up being a vowel, or a vowel initial, once we decide what it's going to be.
Right. I feel like loud needs to have an ah sound in it. Because why not?
A nice, I know I've used it before, probably in The Witcher, but on, an,
Mm-hmm.
and that would change the F to a P. So it'd be apenye.
Good. Do we have fricatives going to?
Yeah, after nasal.
Nasal, yes. Yes. Lusapinye. Ooh, I like that.
Okay. And now,
I've got my.
yeah, let's just write that, and then we can figure out how it's going to work. And it should be a high tone, right?
For the ah.
Yeah, because it's going to come from an as the root.
Yes, 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 yes.
Oh, I'm gonna like that one. That's good.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, I like that.
And I'm making a note to create an entry for loud as an adjective.
Oh, probably do it right now.
Oh, you can do it right now?
Let's see. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, I got that. But we do want to add it to augment. So for verbal on the purple table.
On the chart.
The purple table.
Let's see. I'm going to try it, and then you can yell at me for doing everything.
What you done?
You can say, no. Do you want your verbal derivations in alphabetical order?
No. Basically, when I add derivations to those tables, they're in hypothetical order.
So where would augmentative be in hypothetical order?
Can't help you.
Oh, wait, it's a prefix, so it has to go... Oh. I think it means... Oh, well, that's interesting.
This reminded me of Soundgarden's Loud Love, which reminded me of Chris Cornell, and now I'm sad. Oh no. I thought I had mentioned to you about the English side of the dictionary, being sure to copy entries so that it retained the bold italic at the beginning, so that to make a new entry you could just hit return. Did I ever say anything about that?
Right, and for some reason on like very few of them they stopped. And I don't understand why.
They're just going to keep going. It's just going to perpetuate.
So I'm not entirely sure what happened. You're never going to trust me with charts again, are you? Or with things?
I just need to be cool, that's all. The thing is, it ends up taking time later because then you could just hit return and then go.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, yes, it's pervasive. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. Oh. Forget it. Forget it. It's not a productive use of our time. All right. Wow. Put it first. It's bold. But also, it's going to come with high tone? Yeah. Right?
It will come with high tone.
Should it?
Oh.
Yeah, I think it should.
I think it should, yeah.
Maybe we'll finally see downstep or upstep in this language in certain places. That was supposed to be happening all the time. It seems to never happen.
If the verb begins with an A already,
Yeah.
do you want the N to show back up again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then do B's? Ooh, that should be Méníshè.
Correct.
I knew something was wrong.
And the M should be red.
It sure should be. I'll get there in just 1 second.
Oh, thank goodness Meridian started her nap. She didn't nap yesterday. We went to medieval times, and she had the time of her life, but she was so tired.
Oh man. so that looks good. Okay. So now,
Yep.
that means we're done with you. Augment share. Okay. Turn that hyphen into a dash. I dare you. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
What?
First, I just got booking confirmation from JetBlue for Aaron's flight. Then I got another email from True Blue saying someone's taking a dip in your points.
Taking a dip in your points.
Oh, wow.
That is amazing.
Heads up, a redemption was made from your True Blue account for a flight for Meridian Peterson and Aaron Peterson. If you're on board with this, please disregard. If not,
Ooh.
please call the following number.
Don't even make trouble. Don't.
I'm just going to forward this to Aaron.
Oh, man.
This is ridiculous. And that's West Garden Grove. Did you hear that?
Did I hear what? Sorry.
You didn't hear that huge, gigantic, illegal firework?
I heard a thing. I didn't know what that was.
It was a huge, gigantic, illegal firework. Probably set off by a cop, because that's what our neighborhood is like.
Interesting.
Yep. All right, so.
Okay, so the first sentence of that line, I ignored the all because it's our songs, which means, like, I feel like the all is included in that.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Did we have an all?
No.
Really?
I don't think so.
Yeah, we do.
Do we?
Yeah. I don't know why it's listed as a noun. Is it a noun? Let's take a look.
Oh, in the one translation, I think it was.
There it is. The trunk of it. Urra.
Yes. That's right.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna. This is what I'm gonna do. Just gonna leave this in here as a maybe, because I'm pretty sure I made that because I like saying things like that. I'm gonna see if I like it.
Okay.
If not, I'll just remove it. But because you can throw it in at the end as a way for emphasis.
Right.
You know. Urra. Could be cool. Could be cool. All right. Anyway.
So option.
Yeah.
So then for take these strangers and leave, I interpreted that as gather these strangers, like collect them.
Oh, that's nice.
And go.
Yeah, that works. I probably would have just used some version of take, which would be dumb. That's much better. This is some sort of a remnant, though, of English's serial verb constructions, right?
Yeah. I'm struggling with that half. Are you done copying and pasting? Sorry, I just started talking and I didn't know if you were still working on your side. Okay.
No, that's right.
So my very first part is that we had talked about the imperative form showing up in its bare form, so imperative verb not having any sort of subject agreement, and so that would mean that there's no object agreement. So that seems right? Like gather these strangers would just be near, no agreement marked on gather at all.
Yes. Now.
Okay.
Now, I as jumping ahead a little bit, did you read the entry for and?
I did. It's between clauses, right? Or no, it was not between clauses. I think I misremembered.
Yeah, because this isn't actually
to coordinate small phrases, not verb phrases.
Yeah,
because we were just putting them side by side.
Because it comes from the verb, from the adverb meaning together.
Right.
So it doesn't make sense. So, this is an and then situation.
Right.
And
do we want? Sorry, I just took that out. Do we want another conjunction to mean and then, or just like gather these strangers, leave?
I would, for this language, I would like one.
Okay.
But we don't have any temporal adverbs I'm seeing. We don't have a now. We don't have a then. What are we to do?
Make one.
Let's go to the demonstrative section.
There is, yes.
What? No, these are just demonstratives.
Right, we have. Oh, do you mean like we have a demonstrative section in the grammar? Is that what you mean?
Yeah. No, but like, but they don't actually have the So D means near, and pa means away. Yeah. We're probably just gonna need. We're probably just going to need two adverbs, now and then.
Okay. I think, and they could just be anything, right?
Yeah. Unless we wanted to derive then from later. Now is usually pretty basic, so we'll do that. I'll do now, you do then, since that's the relevant one. And you can decide if there's going to be a larger form of then and then a shortened form that is the and, or if it's just going to be the same word.
Okay. Okay. Also scrolling to see sounds that have been ignored.
Do we have S before E? Does that thing only palatalize when it's a yeah?
It only, so yeah, whenever the I is untoned, then when it's a neutral tone would be a better way of saying that, it becomes a sh.
Got it.
Oh, you're looking at the S section too. Interesting.
Oh no.
I'm gonna move. I don't want them to both begin with S's.
I was gonna do shoe for now.
So funny, because I was thinking of doing jo for then. But we also have J and ja. So, I mean, at some point there is overlap, so I guess that could totally be fine. Ooh.
Why not have that be a coordinating conjunction as well? It'll be and now. So we'll have three ands. Now the question is, how does this tonally work? I haven't got this memorized anymore.
Oh, wait. I can help you with tones.
S-I-U-H.
S-I-U-H would end up being... Oh, because the H depends on when that disappears. But it should be a neutral tone followed by a low tone.
Remember that the I becomes shut.
But that would have been after tone was applied, right?
So then what happens with a neutral tone that collapses with a low tone?
Oh, well, the neutral tone on the I is why it gets, sorry, that's why it gets a sh. Is because the I is neutral. I was talking my way from the SIUH form, and so SI would have been neutral, which is why it becomes sh.
Okay. And
I
then,
was
and so
I was going
what's
too
the tone?
far back.
What's the tone?
It should be a low tone because it would carry the stress, which makes it a high tone, but the H makes it a low tone.
All right. This is
But
what
then it's a
this is what I'm gonna do, and
yeah.
I know it's shocking. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make the shoe that is now. I'm gonna make it have a high tone, and I'm
Because
gonna
it's a
make the
consonant
shoe
word.
that is and have a low tone.
That actually makes sense.
All right. Nice.
I'm actually looking to see where that would have been on our chart. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
All right. 611. Adding it. Yeah.
I'm falling behind. I got sidetracked. I'm supposed to be making a word for then.
Ooh, I have an update from the App Store. Let's see what it is. It's Slack. Oh, I'm gonna update Slack.
It's always so exciting. I'm getting there.
All right.
Okay. My brain is, I almost made it something similar to YOLO. That could not. I cannot.
YOLO. Oh, wow. Pretty good.
That's kind of nice though, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it is. You could always make it YOTO. By the way, are you back in Texas now? Or are you still in somewhere?
I'm in Texas, yes. So I'm talking from my kitchen at home, which is much quieter.
Oh, okay.
Okay, how about something with TU, like two, so we don't have a lot of those. Who's on? So, what if
What?
I like making things short, but that doesn't work. I'm just talking to myself at this point. I'm sorry. What are you whatting about?
Oh, I'm just. What? I'm just. Oh, you're gonna do that? It's.
No.
Listen, I'm talking to the English to Méníshè side of the dictionary, and it's doing the thing where it's not even letting me change the beginning to bold and italic. It's gonna make me copy and paste correct ones.
I'm so sorry. I really don't know what happened.
You gotta only copy the ones that are working. Never mind. Ah, crap. Do it live.
So, how do you feel about Tulu, meaning then, and then being tu? Yay or nay? Or should it just be tu, or tu, or tum?
If it's starting out really high, go ahead and make it neutral.
Make it neutral, sure thing. let's make, okay.
Otherwise, yeah, that's good.
Carry the stress. But actually, the whole thing. Whoa. That would carry the load. Okay, I think I need to change it from an L to make that work. Otherwise, they're both neutral. Is it okay if they're both neutral?
I can't gainsay it.
Gainsay it? Haven't heard that in a while.
Well, I gainsaid it.
You did again. I am looking at the section now where I need to be to double check. Oh, but that still has high tone marked on it. Okay, so I need to figure out how to make that first one neutral tone. So, ooh, you're okay with the second one being high tone? So like Tulu?
Yeah.
Excellent. So I just need it to end in a glottal stop. That's what I need. Okay. That matches.
Oh my god, I'm looking at a video of a fennec fox playing with a cat. It's just one of the cutest things I've ever seen. Oh, he's so happy.
That does sound lovely. Okay, so I need to, how did you do your and? Oh, there it is. And we need a CC. Okay. If I drop the lu to make it into a conjunction, so Tulu is the full then, would you prefer Tulu to remain the two syllables or just take the very first syllable for and then as the conjunction?
Oh, actually, if you're doing it that way, I think Lou is probably going to be the thing that gets kept.
Because it was the stressed anyway. Dad nabbit. I just said dad nabbit.
Yeah, but that's very, very on brand for you.
It kind of is. Okay. So I've got my side of the entry done. Do you want to look at it and see if you like?
I am looking at it. Everybody's looking at it.
Oh, wonderful. Welcome.
Yeah. So
does that match?
Originally, I was going to suggest that the conjunction have neutral tone just because it's a conjunction. But I don't know. I mean, if you want it, I'll do that high tone.
I don't like your...
Well,
but there is a thing where function words are supposed to be dropped down a tone, so that would make sense for it to go to neutral.
Yeah, that was why I suggested it. But if you want it, I will, and when I say I'll do it, I mean I'll pronounce it. I will go to that effort and make sure that the high tone stays in there.
Excuse me. Do we have too many Lus? Because Lu unstressed is also you. Oh no. Is that...
No, that's even better. I love it.
Done. Lu neutral tone is and then.
That's going to be good. Yeah. Okay. And now I'm adding it on the English side. Guru. Okay. Ooh. Yeah, that's gonna be good. All right.
Oh wait, adverb. Okay. I'm whispering to myself. Sorry if that's a little bit
Not loud enough. You gotta whisper
distracting.
louder.
Gotta whisper louder.
Yeah, people can't hear.
Can't do that.
I was just thinking how I really would have loved to have been in or near Central Park when they were filming that scene in Enchanted. Remember?
From the movie, the
Yeah.
Cinderella movie.
Yeah. No, not the Cinderella movie. Well, or is it? I
Well,
guess. I guess it's.
Princess.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a princess, right?
With Amy Adams. Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Because they're riding the horse.
Well, there is a horse, but no, I was thinking when she does the song.
Ah, I forgot about the song. It's been a while since I've seen that movie.
It looked like a nice day out, and it just seems like it would have been nice to enjoy a hot dog on the bench and then kind of watch them film that scene. That would have been
Watch
nice.
Amy Adams sing.
Yeah.
That could be
Oh,
good.
my little sister's calling me. This should be fun. Hey Natalie, guess what? I'm doing one of those live video streams right now. A delayed live video stream. So my half of the conversation is now being recorded. What's up? Because you called. Of course I'm going to answer. I will always answer. What's up? Work? Why? What are you doing? You want to I don't know, do something? All right. Well, let me. Oh. Oh my God. All right. Well, I want to witness that. Okay. Well, just give me some time here to finish what I'm doing, and then we'll make that happen. Um, yeah. Watch the first Lethal Weapon, and then don't watch any more of them. It's, it's I don't see the point to it. All right. Cool. I will call you soon. All right. Bye. Okay.
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 So there's going to be a Lethal Weapon marathon? Is that?
She's got one of those discs that has all 4 Lethal Weapon movies on it.
Nice. That's going to be fun. Okay, so as a side note, as you're typing this in,
Yeah.
stranger is a word that I created very recently from a new verb that I created.
I believe in you.
Doku.
Ha.
I liked it, so I was going to walk you through it, because if you turn the verb to know a person into a human noun, it becomes acquaintance, and then if you add the negator in front of it, it becomes stranger. Like, I don't know you.
And the singular is widow. Nice.
Well, widoku.
Sure.
You can't take that last syllable off. Yes, it is kind of widow.
No, it's funny
Cool.
because that's where the English word widow came from in this world.
That's it.
Yep.
Because you're a stranger at that point.
Mhm. Yeah. No, that's good stuff. That's good stuff.
Excellent.
I like it.
Excellent.
Very well done. All right, let me write up a little gloss for this. Should I tell them about our awesome idiom? or
Oh,
should I just not?
I don't know how much they care about our awesome idioms.
Yeah.
I would like to know if I were the one speaking the line, but I don't know because I just really like language. So
I'm leaning towards keeping urra. I really like it.
okay,
Um, I'm just
it gives that emphasis as well, like as
yeah.
all.
I just really just lied on this gloss. Feels so dirty. Gather these strangers and then leave. Actually, let's see if I just do and if it's just one line. Yeah, I'll do that. All right. Perfect. 2 lines done.
Like
God, we have
six more to go.
so many lines.
I know,
Okay.
really, there are.
Oh God. All right. Oh,
So one of the reasons I said let's go ahead and attack that line is because the next one is more.
all right. Oh my God. Oh my God.
This scene is a beast. Like if you want to skip ahead and do the last 2 scenes, those can go more quickly.
This
And if
entire
you
episode is more difficult than everything that we have done.
put
And
together,
oh God, I hope I didn't just go offline. I can still hear you.
I can hear you too.
Okay. Pages
So
couldn't connect to. Okay, there we go. You left.
ooh, what did I leave?
I don't know. You left the document. Is your internet still up?
It is, but it says on the 110 that I'm still connected, but on the grammar it shows that I am not.
Let's just trust that it will fix itself. All right.
Okay.
Goodness gracious. No, you know what? Let's do this. Let's do this right now. I
We got
promise
this. Okay.
you we only want to help. We can protect you and heal your sick.
Yes. So actually, the second sentence, I think, it is pretty much done, except for I used the J again, which is going to have to change.
Yeah.
One question that I did have, though, is this shodo is a nominal form of the adjective sick. And I didn't know what verb agreement that would take as the object, because it comes from a base that is an air noun. So that's from moreo, meaning storm, which is air. But I also didn't know if we just wanted to use like just a standard, like not, we had talked about the earth agreements being sort of the standard nouny form that doesn't carry all the markers.
Okay.
So
let's go back. Let us go back a little bit. First of all, I want us to acknowledge the fact that when I am given material to translate, they feel like they have to write in antiquated English. And I've never understood why. Like there was a line for Game of Thrones where they had me translate, I must go pass water. It's like that's not something that they would have even written for any of the English-speaking characters who are already speaking antiquated English. And then like Trigetta slang for the 100. Oh my God, all of their lines are so. It's like they're all medieval characters for the English that they're writing for them. And so if you think about what somebody from, because this takes place in the modern era, right?
Right.
You say, I promise you, we only want to help. We can protect you and help you with all the sick people or something. I don't know. What do we say? What do English speakers, how do we speak?
We can protect you and just heal you, right? Because you is plural.
Yeah.
We can protect you and heal you.
And will we use the word heal? Or then like we can protect you and provide medical assistance.
Protect you and help you.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I actually
but it's like,
literally had a person standing next to me who could heal people by touching them, I might say heal you.
Hark, we can't protect thou and heal thy sick.
So
why?
So when are we going to include what in this language?
What? So anyway, this is what I wanted to. So I want like just take it for the meaning.
Hmm.
They're talking about sick witches, right?
Yes.
So just put it into the you know the
Magic.
yeah.
Hmm. Hmm. That sounds beautiful.
Yeah.
It says I'm back online, I think, so I think I'm good.
Mm,
It
mm.
kept kicking me off earlier today too, and I was the only one on, and I don't know what was happening.
Wow. Okay, sorry.
One plural, three magic. Oop, with a consonant. Okay, one plural. Hey. Okay, what and do you want to use
I could see us getting away with J there because they're talking about doing two things at the same time.
together? Okay.
So yeah, why not?
Okay.
That'll make it fun. I'll,
Wonderful.
I'll make a note in the dictionary about this.
All right. So promise. I was thinking of something like I made this word meaning true, yemo, and then the word to say or speak, deyir. And so like along the lines of like I truly speak or I speak the truth.
Let's see. So Yemo is true, and then
Deyir.
the funny thing is, I would. It's kind of weird because it's loud, but I almost think that this would be the augmentative of speak. I proclaim, I
Oh,
claim.
sure. Like I avow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so that. Oh wait, where's my? There it is. Okay. And let me double check. So that's going to become an N in that case. Anir. Is that correct? Like this?
Yes. Yes, it is. Anir.
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 This is augment, say, or speak. Okay. And so now that I know what it begins with, I can look up because I needed a vowel or a consonant kicking us off. And I took it as second person singular.
Yeah. Wait.
Because
Singular?
I feel like
Because.
Alder is speaking directly to somebody.
Okay. Cool.
Or it could be interpreted as her saying to the whole group, hey, promise you all. But I feel like it's really her and Samira in this case.
Okay. Yeah, no, all good.
Okay, so that would be two singular. And then we have this right here.
This is where in Figure sign we would say no more. Be right at the
This
end.
Now, that I just threw in there because I didn't know if we wanted some sort of conjunction to indicate that this is the object of want. So we want that we help you. I didn't know if we wanted that. We could just, of course, say, no, it's in position where that's would be understood that it's the object. And only should actually be before the want, I believe, with the way it's being used. If we have an only adverb.
Yeah. Yeah. That is correct. So we'll think about that. Let me think about the comp real quick.
Mm-hmm.
So, because all we have for third persons are magic, human, earth, water, fire, air, which would mean that we'd have to choose one of them.
Mm-hmm. And I know at one point we had particularly said that earth was going to be the just standard.
Yeah. if huh, what would happen if it was Earth? Like nothing? Because it's an N, or is it a T? Hold on. That's first person plural. Oh wait, before a consonant. Okay.
Are you talking about the P like at the beginning of per?
I'm saying that this form right here,
Uh-huh.
it could be intransitive or transitive with
Mm-hmm.
an Earth object. It wouldn't change.
Oh, okay. I see where you are now.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna double check that, but I do believe. Yeah, because when the S is in parentheses, that only shows up when it has to, correct?
Yeah, and it doesn't have an
Okay.
effect on nasals.
Okay.
And so what that means is that we can effectively push this problem to a later day.
Because it could potentially have
Because it could be either.
that agreement. So does that mean we have no comp? So I can just take that out?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And now we just
Done.
have to deal with only.
Which, if we want to take an English root, we could have onely. We do have a word for one.
Yeah. What I would want to do is reduplicate that zeze, but
Mm-hmm.
damn, you want to do that?
I actually like that. And I feel like that's something that a lot of languages do, right? Like
Yeah.
use the base for one to mean solo or solamente, alone.
Mhm. Definitely. So, let's do it.
And would you make the first one neutral just because it's reduplicated?
Zeze. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, you're right.
Like that.
Yes.
I think that looks beautiful.
Awesome. All right. Reminds me of Calusa. Let's. Okay, so then that's done. Good.
Oops. Say. Oh, this is coming together nicely.
Yeah. So, I'm already typing it up over here. Let's move on to the next clause.
Well, I don't know why I'm retyping it all as one thing. I think maybe I'm just checking my work as I go as well. But okay, so now I have it all. I'm gonna take out that note. In this line we just ignored can. Is that okay? We can protect you and heal your sick. We protect you and heal your sick.
Yeah, because we don't have will, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure that you were aware that we skipped over that because, well, I skipped over it first because I was like, I don't think we need a word, but then I didn't know if we needed.
Yeah, I don't think we do either. Oh, what happened to sick? Remember, weren't we gonna do something for that? The magic?
Oh, we already did in the agreement.
Oh.
Does it also, because it doesn't need the marker, does it?
Yeah. So yeah, sorry. Maybe I. What I meant was.
Shodo.
It's the noun.
Like this.
It's the noun. I'm sorry. It's the adjective sick, and when you're talking about a sick person, well, which type of sick person? If you're talking about a magic person, just take the adjective sick and put it in the magic class.
So we don't need the Okay.
I'm not sure where the do comes from.
That's the derivation for sick, but that would be sickness, not sick person.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So shom is actually the word for sick. So ashom would be like a sick witch.
Yeah, wouldn't it be?
It is now.
All right. What would the plural of that be?
That would be a low tone ah. Oh wait, ka, because we've been using after nasals, the K shows up.
Yeah.
That's how it's been before.
Okay, perfect. I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't going to be nothing.
Okay.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah, see?
Okay.
Yeah, right. Perfect.
Okay, so one more question then.
Yeah.
Is the a prefix necessary since the suffix can only be used for witches or magical beings or...
You cut out a little bit there, but I did get the thrust of your question, and yes, it is necessary.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So ashunka.
Yes.
Okay.
Because I think it needs to be made very clear that what's happening here is somebody's making a derivation. You don't want to mess around with that, because this is going to be more of an on-the-fly derivation, I would think. Or either that or just a very less common word.
Right. So then I'm fixing something below because we're going to run into something similar. And I'm going to go ahead and get all of those fixed right now. There we go. Okay. So then the next...
Oh, by the way, it's of course it's going to assimilate. So it's ashonka.
Change to the end. Ooh, I think I need to fix that somewhere else. I don't know where though.
Okay.
It's in a dictionary entry somewhere.
All good. By the way, I assume the rest is all good here. Protect. Yeah, we protect you and heal them. You're sick. Very good. Yeah, perfect. Right.
Okay. Checking those tones like 8 times, but I think they're good.
Yeah, it's going to be good. Ending on that high
level. So the next line, I had waited to translate the last 2 words because promise is now a noun. We saw it as a verb up above, and I didn't know what we were going to do with the verb form. Do we want the noun form of promise to just be very much based... Ooh, that was loud. Based on the verb form. So
it could be
opinion.
Well, opinion actually would be pretty cool, but I was just going to say...
I just heard it.
No, I just think I was just I've heard your, or oh no, I guess it's these, this promising. So just turn promise into a verbal noun.
And that was, I believe, the same thing we did with the adjective. So it would just be the ro.
Yes.
Ending. Yes, it is. Okay. Was the was a high tone, I believe.
Yes.
Yes, it is. Okay, now I see it. Pin.
No.
Ro.
No. We're doing promise, right?
Isn't that promise? No, that was share.
Yeah,
oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Thank goodness you're here to help me, which I was just quoting the first line that we did.
And yeah, and And that of course that form would come out as apedo, right? Because of the nr.
It would, yes.
Okay, we're all good.
But as it is,
Aneir.
neiro. You get to trill.
Aneiro. Yes.
Yes. And then we need to make it plural. Do we?
No.
No. We don't need to make it plural.
Absolutely
because it's
not.
the promising. It's
Yes.
the promising I've heard before.
Yes.
Okay, that is okay. Is it okay that we have 4 tone changes?
No, it is not. So this has to change to high. I got it.
Okay. And when we have a verbal derivation object, what should the object agreement be to agree with this sort of verbal derivation?
Where does row come from?
It comes from storm, which is air.
Then it should be air.
Okay. And, I'm scrolling the wrong direction to get to the chart that I need. This is a vowel.
Do you do the natural scroll on your Mac, or do you do the old classic scroll?
What's the old classic scroll?
For the trackpad, if you put 2 fingers down.
Yes. Wait.
So like if you put your 2 fingers on it and you go down, does your screen go down or does it go up?
It goes down.
Okay. Thank goodness. I was about to fire you on the spot.
I didn't realize that was such an important question.
It just that's what the new scrolling is. You have to undo it when you get a new computer.
Really?
Yeah, they put put 2 fingers on the trackpad, go down, your screen goes up.
Oh, yikes.
And you're like, why? And I don't know. Why.
So I must have gotten this one before that happened, or I changed it. I honestly don't remember.
So
okay,
I remember because it's always a big moment for me.
It's a big deal.
Yeah. So.
What do you want to do with before? Oh wait, we have this.
Something like it, yes.
Oh my goodness! Just a second.
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
It's the ring. The ring.
Oh. It's even like that.
Here we go. Yes. We did a line for episode maybe 1. It was very early in the season. These are seeds I've never heard before. Before was no ring from.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's do that.
So utamwe me.
Oh,
and I got the tones all wrong, but here.
But that was a negative sentence, wasn't it?
Just a second. I'm going back to it. These are seeds I've never heard before. So I've heard these before means it should be ring from, or should it be a totally different one? Because that's the negative, the ooh.
Yeah. So I have not heard these from no ring. I have heard these from a ring.
Before.
I mean, it could be that we just created something like unrequited, or one of those things that only has a negative.
So this before would disappear because it would not.
Unless you just want to roll with tamweme. Sorry, tamweme.
I'm trying to think. But that doesn't make sense, though, right?
It doesn't.
Like ring from.
It doesn't really.
And also, why when I cut and paste from regular font did it paste into italics? I have no idea.
Because it's
I did not italicize that. So I'm thinking though, I've heard these promises means obviously it was before. So like semantically, the before is just there for like emphasis. So do we want some sort of emphatic particle to go at the end to just be like emphasizing it? Or do we just want to say the perfective on here takes care of the before reading?
It's a good way to sidestep the problem. In fact, we could just do all again. I have heard all these promises.
It's going to be the particle of emphasis.
My goodness.
What are you thinking?
Seeing if we have anything for certain or sure. What do you got? Just do yemo.
Okay.
So,
and that was like this, right?
Aneiro yemo. Yeah.
Okay.
Yemo. Yeah.
Okay, so is the placement good?
Yeah, I mean the oldest form of the language would have had the adverb before the verb, but it doesn't need to do that anymore.
Okay, especially without it being a manner adverb, I feel that it would have more.
Yeah, and so what we're saying here is that I have heard these promises truly. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
I like it. That's where the ura goes, and ura is kind of doing the same thing.
Yeah, yeah. All right, cool.
Méníshè. And there's a reason they're happy you're doing the.
I mean, you could do it. I mean, you've studied phonetics. You know how this stuff goes.
I'm not saying it would be pretty.
You just gotta, put some punch into it.
Yeah, mine would be super slow too. I've heard your recordings, and I'm like, I have no idea how you talk that fast. That's amazing.
I do it that fast so that when they do it slower, it will still be normal speed.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point. Because you don't want them matching you at a slower speed and having them on screen.
Yeah, I mean, also like it's job security. I don't want them to think, well, I could pronounce that just as well. No.
You can always do better.
All right, there we go. So that is done. Just typing it up. Do I separate those R's into? Oh, okay, whatever.
This is interesting. I think I just realized something too. To hear and to not hear would be the same. Would end up being the same word. Just a second, I'm double checking this. Because if it were a consonant, first singular, no, it would be you at that point. It would not be the same word. Méníshè would be I have not heard.
Yeah.
Okay. Because the W marks negation as well. So that's why I was all of a sudden like, oh my gosh, could this be either?
Hey, I'm always ready to admit that I made a drastic mistake that isn't caught till like 3 seasons in. Happens all the time.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, we're good. The next one. Ooh, we already answered that question.
Okay, so yeah, that'll need to be changed. You already changed it.
Yeah, the sick?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did, because that's why I said I'm going to go down in the document because it happens again.
Yeah.
I was ahead of it.
Oh, that's awesome.
And we took out the comp on want, so I'm taking out the comp on allow. Yes. I made up a new verb for this.
Unfortunately, though, now we're going to need to make that decision. Remember last time, we said it didn't matter if it had the object in there or not.
Right.
Now
Right.
it probably will matter.
Okay, but only if there were an S at the end of Lu, because there's an S in parentheses in the chart, but it would have a high tone. And down here, okay, yeah, it does matter a little bit.
What exactly is the S one? Is that, would it turn an R into a D?
That's what I was wondering. I'm not entirely sure.
Did I write it down anywhere?
I don't believe so, but there's a capital S, which to me indicates that the S doesn't necessarily show up, but influences what's happening after.
Let's be clear that the S is not standing for S. The S is standing for stop.
Oh, well, that would definitely mean that it turns the R into a D, I believe.
Maybe. But I think that what I meant was, because we have geminates in this language, what this means is that it shows up as a geminate if it's allowed to be a geminate, but only if it's a stop.
Okay.
I think it still disappears before an R. I think we're fine.
Okay. So really, then the only difference would be the high tone, because it would take a high tone if it's agreeing with an earth object. It does not take a high tone when it's just the dependent second person singular subject marker. So like if there's no object and you just go up to second person singular up on the yellow table, there's no high tone.
Damn. Okay.
So it's literally going to come down to a decision on tone.
Which probably is nothing that anybody's going to notice.
Right.
But we will know, and all of the thousands of people who watch this video will know.
Yes.
Wow, this girl. How does allow work?
So we had talked about it being allow and then having a clause after it. So this is the full clause. This girl heals the sick.
It's just a straight up verb that means allow?
Well, it means let in the dictionary. I figure let and allow could be the same thing.
Okay, but also, what's the tone pattern supposed to be?
For allow?
Yeah.
I believe it's down high, low high, but let me double check that.
Well, it's just you have something different in the romanization than you do in the IPA, so I wanted to check.
That's because I changed my mind after creating it. And the low high is correct.
Okay.
There we go.
Well, I suppose I will allow this. Get it?
Yes.
Terrible.
Even if it took my brain a second to realize, because in my head I'm going back to that chart already to think I got the tones right?
Yeah. Okay. So here's the thing. You created this verb. So,
I did.
So what is its verb frame?
Well, it can take a nominal clause as a direct object.
Can it take anything else as a direct object? Like, where did this verb come from? Like, if you just start off with something really vague in English, like let or allow, I mean, you gotta... Is it just going to have its own direct object? Like, could it just by itself?
One moment, please. Let. That is a good question. Because in my head, I was thinking about what we obviously needed it for. And that is horribly narrow-minded. Like, on the one hand, I want to say it needs to have a full clause after to happen where English would not have a full clause. On the other hand, I feel like verbs that take full clauses as their only direct object tend not to be just a root form. Well, allow me. I feel like it needs to have a clause after it, even if there's a vague verb and it's like I'll let you be or let you do or something. What are your thoughts?
Well, no. So my question is at the wrong level of embedding right now.
Ooh, okay.
You're in the embedded clause. I want to go back to the matrix clause.
Mm-hmm.
Is that matrix verb going to have a direct object?
I see what you're saying.
And is the direct object going to be this girl, or is it going to be a generic it? Because that's the crucial thing. It's what's happening with this girl.
I be a generic it.
Okay. Then
Do you disagree?
uh, that I don't know. I mean, it's a way you can do it.
Well, yeah, it is a way you can do it, but
And so it's just okay. Now we've got this verb, this brand new verb that sprung forth from the head of Athena. That it was
yes,
just a verb by itself. That's just there taking complement clauses.
right, right. That's a good point. That goes back to my long meandering. That's one of my problems I have pointed out, not eloquently, but pointed out. And you can also see that this entry, like I literally put in like the 2 words that I needed, and I didn't know what else to do with it.
Yeah. This is why I usually just use words like give, sidestep the whole thing, just create it there.
Interesting. Well, we can definitely do that and save this verb for something else. I like the verb pattern. I kind of had fun with that, and I didn't know if I did this one right.
Don't touch it yet. Don't touch it yet.
Oh, no, I was just highlighting the part that I liked.
Thinking it.
But I didn't know, just out of curiosity, totally not grammatically related. So this S shows up at the end of the root, which of course disappears in its modern form. But then whenever you add the E suffix, sorai, would you have that S showing back up? Like it influences the other ones, or no?
What do you mean? Yeah, no, that's right. Raisi.
Raisi. Okay.
Yeah.
And then this should be she then, right? Instead of ji?
I believe so.
Raishi.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes more sense. Okay.
Yeah.
So now back to the verb.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna do this and call it a day.
Oh, distinction. I like that because I was thinking of a lot of other, like to permit, to everything is
Why not?
borrowed.
There. All right. So, and then maybe we can use this later if we ever need a word for like bless.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay. So it is going to take an expletive object, and so that's going to be it's going to be what you call it, earth.
Mm-hmm.
And so.
In which case, that makes this a high tone.
Yes. Yes. There we go.
Because the S stands for stopped, not S.
Yeah.
And it only...
I did that to remind myself. And then I didn't write down any notes about it. I'm not justifying my behavior.
Oh, it's okay.
It's bad, and I always run into problems because of this. But it's just, I know that's what I meant.
And are you okay with? Because I did make this note here too. We have young witch or child.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so I just figured use that. I didn't know. I mean, because they're graduating from some. I guess their version of an academy. So I don't know if child is derogatory at this point, or if we should just use the word for witch.
Well, I mean, it's Adil is the one who's saying it. I mean, so we can't really gainsay her.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, it does seem a little unfortunate to me. I mean, these
Okay.
aren't, we're not talking high school age girls. They're college age girls. This is
Like,
after high school.
well, and this episode takes place after they've graduated from Fort Salem from the academy.
They graduated in one season?
Yes.
They could have milked 4 seasons out of that.
Oh, they're on adventures now.
Okay. Uh, child, young witch. Oh, hang on, hang on. Oh, yeah. Meridian took a bomb ass nap. Right on. Full hour and 30. Thank goodness.
It's amazing.
Yeah. So yeah, okay, I see where you're, well, maybe just don't say that it's child. Maybe say it's youth instead. By the way, have we talked about this word before?
Yes, because I created it out of the blue, and it
Yes.
happens to be like your cousin's name or
Yes.
something.
Yeah.
Yes,
Little Kenty. All
and
right.
so yeah.
All right. So have we used it to mean child before?
No, I'm pretty sure it was just one of those things that I created while I was in Missouri, and I don't think it ever showed up in any episodes.
Well, in that case, we could change it to youth, or basically not.
Okay.
Just say it doesn't mean, you know, child.
Mhm. And I'm double checking.
All right.
Um, but yeah, I'm not seeing child showing up in the past 3 episodes.
Okay.
No.
Cool. All right. Then this one is done.
Excellent. And okay, so yes, allow this girl heal your sick, or heal the sick rather.
Mm-hmm.
And then I created a verb meaning to save or rescue versus later on you're going to see we need save again, but it will mean to reserve, like I
Okay.
saved it.
Sure.
And so I created 2 different verbs for that. I don't like them being the same verb in this language.
Okay. Cool. Cool.
And then here is the question: life. I feel like that needs to be inalienable, right?
God, we had this conversation before, and
We did.
I forget where we landed on it. If the stupid video had recorded, we,
We we landed on it depends.
uh,
Because we had talked about like body parts being inalienable,
Yeah.
like all the time.
yeah.
But then we had talked about certain things that near and dear to them as potentially also being inalienable.
If we did,
Um, mhm.
then I'm gonna say yes. This is inalienable.
Okay. So here, is it okay to have 2 glottal stops surrounding that ooh? Are you okay with that pronunciation wise?
So yeah, I need to figure out how they're pronouncing Khalida's name. If it's like,
That's true too, because I didn't know if it was the fricative. We spell KH to mean the fricative. I can't imagine they did the same, but I assumed it was a K.
I'll look it up. It's probably an Earth name. In fact, I'll look it up right now. And oh, of course, it's just the feminine version of Khaled. But here's the thing: So of course in Arabic you have Khalid and then
Hmm.
Khalida, but if it actually came from either India or Pakistan, they don't actually pronounce that. They just
Okay.
they just pronounce it like an aspirated stop. So I believe, yeah, this is not going to be the Arabic pronunciation. So all good. So yeah,
Okay.
just leave it as a K.
Okay.
So Kalida
And then
Kalida u anke uh, u anke u anke. Yeah, that's fine. That's
okay.
fine.
Okay. So we get the glottal stops, and then that ejective K. That's just going to be a fun word to say.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just be glad if they hit two of them. That's fine.
Okay, so that means we've got Gmo. And then did you want me to change the meaning in the dictionary altogether or just add youth in there
I
for the Kenti?
I think it would be a good idea
To change it or add youth?
to change it.
Okay, okay. And it, because I asked two different questions. I just want to make sure I did the right one.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the ooh has no tone. Okay. Okay. And then, one more question. I just used perfective here. I don't know if Adil actually witnessed her saving Khalida's life.
Oh no.
Should we use the indirect evidential? Because this would have been in a different. Now, she would have witnessed Khalida living.
Uh-huh. But not the actual event itself.
And so I feel like.
No, to be maximally honest, no.
Okay.
So yeah, use the indirect evidential.
Okay. And I just want to check.
G.
G. Yes, I just. G. Where am I? Osachi. Osachi. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because she's trying to convince somebody who is not necessarily on board, and so in that case, like at this point, you don't want to run over him. You want to try to be as kind of deferential as possible, I suppose. So it makes sense not to use the you're absolutely sure one if you're not absolutely sure. And then yeah, that's gonna be fun. All right. You allow it this. All right, girl. This girl, she heals sick ones. Do. And then she saved Alida's life. Ta-da! Perfect. All right. Number 9.
Excellent. And I'm putting youth into our dictionary as I speak as well. Because, of course, it used to mean child, so I need to get that one done. Okay. So the next line. Okay. Got Kinti. I feel like the next line was actually close to being done. I just needed to figure out what to do with breathe.
Oh.
Because we have a word for breath.
We do?
And so I didn't know if we wanted, yes.
All right.
And so I didn't know if we wanted to have that related.
Yeah, don't we have a strategy for that?
I believe we do. Just one second, I'm still doing this.
Yeah, the inactive.
The glossary. Right. And so back, where is that? And so the chai, right? Yeah, chai or jai, depending on the word.
Do we allow S in coda-position?
Only for that like one word that from a very old word.
Okay.
It comes from the plural marker for the inanimates too, for ash, az. And that is the only case where the Z or an S is retained at the end of a syllable.
That is wild.
Isn't it? This language has been on a ride.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, chai or jai. I don't know where the jai occurs.
It would be after a voiced, I would think. Or maybe it's normally jai. We haven't used that one very often.
Yeah.
But breath being ebu. Just wonder.
Okay. Well, that's fine. What?
After in Lu Chai, it shows up as the voiceless, and that means to color or to dye. And we have it as the voiceless.
Yeah. So, all right. So then let's. Sorry, the other to die. To die. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's just. I'll do this one up quick. It's going to be under E. And we'll put it right there. Oh no! I didn't mean to copy that much. All right, hang on. Okay, so this is to breathe and so then this is going to become boo chai, and then this is going to change to just high.
And now I'm joining you again. Boo chai.
Did I put the dot in a weird place there?
Wouldn't there be a dot between the? Well, on the other one we didn't put a dot.
Oh,
that may have just been me.
Lulu chai. I'm sorry. That's right, because it's okay. How does that reduplicate? Crap.
Maybe the A.
Oh, we just put A. Just put A.
By something else.
Yeah. That's all.
The Lu Chai, was that voiceless because of the P at the end of the root?
Oh no. Maybe it
And
was.
So, Ebuja, because it doesn't have that influence.
Let's look at all of our examples. Okay, we use az,
which turns into an S.
Which is weird. Okay, we had weapon, human, and plant. But that's the thing. Plant ends in R. And that's devoicing it too. You know what? I know what. It's only voicing when it comes after something that ends in an N. That's the only one.
Ah.
That's it. So yeah, we're fine.
Okay.
So yeah, ibuchai, and then that, and then so this is ibuchai, and then this is Actually, that one doesn't have a dot in it, so good. All right. Ebuchai, to breathe. And then also to be alive.
Right. So, and really the only thing we'd have to change to make it agree with a third person magic marker is to add a glottal stop at the beginning.
Okay.
Okay, we have 2 yes/no questions back to back. Khalida has been healed. She's alive. And so Gina is our yes/no question particle, but is it overkill to have Gina at the end of both, or just the last one? So.
No, I get what you're thinking. I would say just put it at the end of the first one.
At the end of the first. Okay.
Yeah.
And that's our question.
Yeah, that looks right. That looks right to me.
Okay. Yeah, that's our last line from the scene. We have survived.
All right. Oh, I saw that you put 2 high tones, so it's Khalida.
I did.
It should be Khalida. So it should be.
So how do you want it?
High, low, low.
High, low, low. Sure.
Either that or high, neutral, low.
Well, high, neutral, low would end up high, high, low, because a neutral tone in the midst of tones takes whatever came before it.
No, but this is just a borrowing. But no, we can make it low. But yeah, because it's just mirroring the stress pattern that the name has in the language that it's borrowed from, which in this case is English.
And I guess I put the stress on the middle syllable, which is why I made that one a high tone.
Oh God, are they going to be doing that on the show? Because it really shouldn't be. It should be Khalida. Hold on. No, hang on. You're right. Let me check. I'm 100% certain of the stress in Arabic. I'm far less certain of the stress in Hindi or Urdu, and then even less certain about how that would then be stressed if it was pronounced by an English speaker.
Right.
Goodness gracious. Are they going to say Khalida?
Because, like, this name, let me spell it with an E. How do you stress that one?
What document are you
The one I just typed, sorry, and 110 in our translation.
Oh, well, in English, Selena.
Okay. So I guess that's sort of the stress pattern I was matching. So when I read the name, I heard the Lee being stressed.
And of course, that name also happens to actually be stressed that way.
Right. I didn't know the origin of this one.
No, you know what? Because they would have borrowed this name earlier into the.
And they would know, and you're going to tell them to pronounce it this way.
That's right. You're going to keep the stress where it is.
So, as a side note, as you're typing, in the episode, it actually mentions in the script that Samira is surprised that Alder can speak mother tongue. And I don't know why there was surprise there. And so I put this question, perhaps the language is more restricted in use and potentially dying out in generations. But I think that that leads to something interesting potentially that I guess only certain characters even know how to speak mother tongue.
Yeah. Well, that was what Elliot told me at the beginning.
Oh, okay.
I just
Oh, okay.
didn't think
I
it would
thought
be true for
all
that
witches,
character.
well, I thought all witches learned it, so why wouldn't they
No,
teach witches?
they don't actually anymore.
Oh, that
Hmm.
is a shame,
Yeah, I know. It's just disgusting. I mean, they had that opportunity.
right?
Mm,
They really need to fix this.
yeah.
Their society.
Okay. And then she she has been healed. Is it so? And then we that was me that did the passives, right?
The passives? Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Done.
Mm.
Done.
Okay. And I did do 3 magic passive, right? Did I do that right?
I'm gonna assume so.
Questioning life, questioning everything. Passive, 3rd magic. Yeah. Yeah, we're good. Okay.
They're gonna come back like right in the middle of this. Somebody's gonna knock on your door. You're gonna answer it. They're gonna say, you know what? Back when you were enrolled in kindergarten, your name was misspelled on your registration sheet. Hand over the deed to your house, your PhD, your wedding license. We're taking your son. I'm sorry. You gotta have to do the whole thing over again.
Just do it. Just don't ask questions.
Okay.
We've made it to scene 21.
Yes, you trusted us. And so,
And,
and therefore,
mhm.
mm, and now.
I forget. That was shoo?
Yes.
Shoo.
Yes.
With a low tone.
Shuyela. Shuyela. Luo. Yes.
Okay.
Luola.
And so, oh, speaking of and so, we had talked about most of this already, mainly because we had talked at length during our last conversation, which was not recorded.
Yep.
That the I sing for you, or we sing for you, would be our word for thank you. And so that was most of this line. I just created a word for trust.
Yes. And, oh yeah, and thank you for reminding, yeah, for all
Oh,
of
wait, trusted. Trusted. It needs to be perfect.
Uh-huh. Luola ye.
Is that okay with all the tone changes?
No, it's not. It's got to be high tone now.
Okay.
All right. Good. One more line, and this is the fun one that we get to mess up a little bit.
Yes. Okay, so when I borrowed it in, I took out a syllable because who really says general?
Oh yeah.
General? I'll dare.
Oh, are you going now? Hang on one second. Are you going? Okay. It takes that long to get her going or anything?
Stuff to do for work too.
Oh, okay. Did you see that Meridian took a really long nap?
I did.
Yeah.
You're recording this whole thing, huh?
Yeah.
All right then.
Well, I was excited.
I'm excited too.
Oh. All right. Oh, hang on. I put that in the wrong place. Hold on. Okay. And then the gloss. You trusted us, and so I sing you for, right?
That's correct.
Okay, good. All right, so yes. So for this one, we were told that this is going to be just like Um, this is going to be, I guess, mispronounced Méníshè. So what we're going to do is translate this 100% correctly, and then we're going to do some stuff to it. So what I think that you should start out doing is, instead of general, general.
Okay.
That's going to be, I think that should be the actual proper form. And this is why, because if we had that ND come next to NR come next to each other, it would become a D. General.
In native words, it would indeed. The question is, do borrowed words get that?
Yeah. So let's but I kind of like that it gets borrowed all proper.
Okay.
General.
Okay.
General alder. Okay, so we've saved a place for you. Ah ha 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 ha. You're gonna do pyre. You're gonna go there, huh?
I'm going to go there for a couple reasons. One, I think that it's more fitting. I mean, they're literally talking like there are witches burning at the stake in front of them, and they're like, "We saved one for you." Also, because our word for place or location is this. And we had talked about how even it would be pronounced mo.
Yeah.
We had talked about the difficulties of seeing that and just automatically having somebody go moo. Moo-doo-boo.
Oh my goodness. All right.
So we don't actually have a word for pyre, but I was thinking maybe of compounding. We have a word for pile or heap and another word for firewood, both of which are fire nouns. And so thought about maybe putting them together, meaning firewood pile.
You could do that. You could also just take our word for firewood and put it in the magic class.
The word for firewood. Oh, in the magic class. In the magic class. Just 1 second. Just making sure we don't already have. Okay. Now my question to you is, putting it into the magic class, would we then just take off the G, which is the fire marker, and put A in front of it, but then that means magic tree.
Oh.
And that feels wrong.
Yeah. Okay, let's see if we can put an augmentative on there. G-boy.
Ooh. Yeah.
Because it's larger.
It is indeed larger, and I think it would take a storm, but let me double check. Yeah. It would take storm, and so ro.
You don't think it would take a solid?
Yeah, because it's not the actual fire. Zo. Yeah, it would be zo.
Okay. So let's go back to the word jiboizo. Jiboizo. Yes. Do that. I'm going to show you why in a minute.
And I typed it out for you in the document for you to see. And I'm going to put it in the dictionary now.
Okay. All right. So you go ahead and do that. I'm going to do this.
Oh, should we be talking to fill the silence?
No, everybody can see what I'm doing.
Oh,
And,
wonder. That's right. I'm the only one who can't.
and it's blowing their mind. They're just going nuts right now. Going, whoa! I'm just kidding. Nobody's even watching this at this point. Are you kidding me? As long as this video has been, nobody has watched this. They've probably watched for 2.5 minutes, and then
But we're so fascinating.
went back to watching people stream like the Character Maker on Eve online. Okay.
Go. Hey, Zoe. Eso. Eso. Oh, look at you. Okay, Mm-hmm.
And
Japanese,
boys are there are a couple unfortunate things for this particular line. One is that I think if the form of the postposition were anything other than vous, or we were using it with any other pronoun than lu, it would be a lot easier to make that, to corrupt that in some way and make it obvious. It seems like what had happened is just come together, which might cause them to come up with a different construction. Then there were no ejectives to unejective.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what we're going to do. And then it's going to be Jedroalda, a Tovija Boisalavu.
Oh, nice. I like that you did the affected voice and everything for it. That's perfect.
Yeah, it's going to sound terrible to people that want to hear the correct version of the language, which is exactly the point. All right, cool. And yeah, and I made that slight change to general because otherwise it was just going to sound exactly like English, but this will make it clear that it's different. Okay. All right, and then general order, we have saved higher before, and guess what? We did it.
We're done.
And we did it a full 13 minutes early.
Oh my gosh. It's amazing.
That is crazy. Even with all of the time that I wasted talking about JetBlue's point sharing. Man, all right. That is two of the really big things that I needed to finish this week, which only leaves two things that I really need to finish this week before I can get to the hugest thing and take care of that and then do the other thing and then get to the other thing. And then
is this what your life sounds like now? Because so many NDAs that you're like, well, there's the thing, but then, that other thing. Like, you need to come up with code names or something so you can keep them straight. Like Thing Blue. I'm working on Thing Red today.
Yeah. All right. So, man, I mean, I'm sure I'll probably end up talking to them for talking to the dialect coach, and there might be be prepared for this. We might be asked to do some filler dialogue for post-production. Might
Okay.
not, because it's like, it's only a few people speak this language, but maybe during some of the scenes where there are a large amount of witches, there might
Mhm.
be some call for ADR dialogue for post. But other than
Okay.
that, we are done.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
I'm kind of sad.
yeah. Please hand in your apron.
Oh. Not yet. Not yet.
No, but what?
But it's because it's the end of the season, not because I've lost.
No, yeah. But what you absolutely should hand me is you need to send me an invoice.
Oh, how do I do that?
Oh, all right. Well, obviously don't say any of this information, you know, on this video. But
Maybe you should stop the recording.
no, no, it's generally useful information. If you want to prepare an invoice for something, what you need to do is create an invoice number, and then it needs to have your name and your address on there, and it should be the name and address that you're going to be using for your taxes. Um,
Mhm.
and then you will also need your tax ID. If you're an individual, that's your social security number. If you're a business, that is your EIN,
Mhm.
your business number. And then it needs to, list whatever the service was that you provided and the amount of money that you're owed, and also should say on there how long the person has to pay you, all of which should be in your contract. But if it isn't, 30 days as usual. Um, so then, and then, yeah, as for invoice numbers, you can do whatever you want. I came up with, for my own invoices, I came up with a neat little strategy, which is I came up with a 3-digit code for every project that I work on. And then I
Oh.
have a hyphen, and then I put the season number. If it's a movie, it's just one, but,
Oh,
otherwise.
nice.
And then after
Mhm.
that, I give it a unique, invoice number, in the order that
Like
I submit them.
how many? Mhm.
Yeah, but you can literally just put one on there.
Oh no, I'm gonna have some fun with this.
Awesome.
Okay. And I need to double check my contract and
Yeah.
find out if there's a date for payment.
Uh,
Um, and I think everything else is easily doable. And then I'll just submit that to you via email.
yep. And
Almost that's
yep. And then sometime at the before February, or after December and before February of next year, I will send you a 1099 MISC form, which I don't know if you
Mhm.
would have submitted before, but basically, you're going to be taxed on that payment unlike anything else. They're just going to take the maximum amount from you.
Yeah, I figured that.
So, my apologies, but that's my world too. Um, so that's how it goes. But yeah, I mean, I must say, I hope that you're happy with this, and of course this is on a recording, so you don't need to tell the truth. But I mean, I was just delighted. This went better, 10 times better than I was hoping that it would have gone.
I am honestly, well, I don't think I was ever actually worried about it, knowing that I would be working with you, but I know that like collaborative conlanging, I was always a bit concerned about, just in general, like the
Yeah.
idea of it. Um, and I don't know if it hadn't been you, if I would have had the nerves to even try to go for it. But I was like, it has to be awesome. And it was.
Yes.
I
Nice.
think it was a lot of fun.
So I sincerely hope that this comes back for a second season, because I would
I do
be
too.
yeah, I'd be delighted to have you back for season 2 and seasons 3 through 11. Wouldn't that be
I'm
nice?
thinking 12,
That would be cool.
but okay. Well, we can maybe stop at 11.
Yeah. And then the next thing, I have been putting it off and putting it off, but we will talk about me visiting uh, Stephen F. Austin for a full
Yes.
week. We will talk about that. Trust me, I haven't just totally forgotten about it, or blown it off. It's just I've been dealing with a lot of other stuff.
There are other considerations, and I well, just so you know, I mean, obviously, I'm not scheduling my full semester quite yet. So the schedule I sent you is the proposed schedule based on dates that they have released for the university. And so once you do figure that out, that's when we can start having fun scheduling everything else out.
Cool. All right. Excellent.
So this will be good. Yay!
Okay. So I will record that and send it off. And then I'm going to stop this recording. And so help me if this one didn't record.
Just go ostrich style.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah. But we did it. So thank you so much. And
thank you.
All right. And I will talk to you later.
Sounds good. Bye.
Bye.